All right, folks. Welcome back. Today we're diving headfirst into a topic that's both terrifying and fascinating: modern warfare. Forget what you think you know about traditional battlefields and boots on the ground, because things have changed, man. We're talking next-level tech, invisible threats, and a whole new set of rules. This is the kind of stuff that keeps you up at night, wondering what the hell is coming next. We're talking AI so advanced it can make life or death decisions on the battlefield, cyber attacks that can cripple entire nations without a single shot fired, and information wars that mess with your reality. It's a whole new world of warfare, and it's happening right now, under the radar. So buckle up, because we're about to explore the dark side of technological innovation and what it means for the future of global conflict. This is Modern Warfare 2025, the Invisible War. First up, let's talk about the big dog in the room. Artificial intelligence. This isn't some sci-fi movie anymore, folks. AI is here. It's evolving faster than ever, and it's changing the game of warfare. We're talking about autonomous weapon systems, drones that can make their own decisions in the heat of battle. Imagine a swarm of these things programmed to identify and eliminate targets with pinpoint accuracy. No hesitation, no fear, just cold hard efficiency. Think about the implications, man. No more risking human soldiers on the front lines. No more messy political debates about casualties of war. Just machines doing the dirty work, controlled by algorithms. It sounds like something out of Terminator, right? But it's becoming our reality. We're already seeing early versions of this technology deployed around the world. Israel, for example, has been using autonomous drones for surveillance and targeted strikes for years, and it's not just them. The US, Russia, China, everyone's investing heavily in AI-powered weaponry, and it's not just about drones either. We're talking about AI-controlled tanks, ships, even submarines. Imagine a fleet of unmanned warships patrolling the South China Sea, ready to engage the enemy without a single human life at risk. It's a chilling thought, but it's the direction we're headed in. The big question is, what happens when these systems become even more sophisticated? What happens when they can learn and adapt on the fly, making decisions that humans could never anticipate? What happens when the line between man and machine becomes blurred on the battlefield? It's a scary thought, but it's a conversation we need to have, because the future of warfare is autonomous, and it's coming whether we're ready for it or not. Now let's move on to another battlefield, one that exists entirely in the digital realm: cyber warfare. This is the war that's happening right now as we speak, and it's just as dangerous, if not more so, than any traditional conflict. We're talking about hacking, espionage, sabotage, all carried out with lines of code instead of bullets. But make no mistake, the damage is real. Think about it: crippling a nation's power grid, shutting down its financial systems, disrupting its communication networks. All of that can be done remotely with a few keystrokes. And it's not just about causing chaos either. Cyber warfare can be used to manipulate elections, sow discord among populations, and undermine trust in governments. It's the ultimate weapon of the 21st century: invisible, insidious, and incredibly effective. We've already seen glimpses of what this new era of warfare looks like. Remember Stuxnet, the sophisticated computer worm that infiltrated Iran's nuclear program? That was a game changer, man. It showed the world that cyber weapons could have real-world consequences, even on critical infrastructure. And then there's the constant barrage of cyber attacks from state-sponsored actors, targeting everything from government agencies to private companies. China, Russia, North Korea. They're all engaged in this digital arms race, developing increasingly sophisticated tools to hack, steal, and disrupt. The scary part is that we're only seeing the tip of the iceberg. As technology advances, so too will the sophistication of cyber weapons. Imagine AI-powered malware that can adapt to defenses in real time, or quantum computers capable of cracking even the most secure encryption. So we've got AI weapons and cyber warfare, but where are these threats playing out in the real world? Well, there are a few global hotspots that are like tinderboxes just waiting for a spark. First, you've got the ongoing conflict in Ukraine. This isn't just about Russia and Ukraine, though. This is a proxy war, man. You've got NATO backing Ukraine, supplying them with weapons and intelligence, while Russia is flexing its military muscle, testing the waters of this new era of warfare. It's a dangerous game of chicken, and the stakes, couldn't be higher. Then there's the Taiwan Strait, where China is making increasingly aggressive moves towards Taiwan. This is a major geopolitical flashpoint with the potential to draw the US and its allies into a conflict with China, and with both sides armed to the teeth with advanced weaponry, including hypersonic missiles and cyber capabilities. This is a conflict that could escalate very quickly. And let's not forget about the Middle East, where tensions between Israel and Iran continue to simmer. Both countries have sophisticated cyber capabilities, and both are engaged in a shadow war of espionage and sabotage. And with Iran getting closer to developing nuclear weapons, the potential for a major conflict in the region is a very real possibility. These are just a few examples of the global flashpoints where the lines between conventional and unconventional warfare are blurring. And as technology continues to advance, the potential for these conflicts to escalate into something far more dangerous is only going to increase. All right, let's talk about the battlefield that exists inside your head, because that's where a lot of modern warfare is fought these days. The information space. This is the world of propaganda, misinformation, and psychological operations, where perception is reality and the truth is whatever you can convince people to believe. Think about it. You're bombarded with information 24/7, social media, news websites, podcasts, the works. But how do you know what's real and what's not? How do you separate fact from fiction when everyone's got an agenda? That's what makes information warfare so insidious. It preys on our doubts, our fears, our biases. It uses algorithms to target us with content designed to manipulate our emotions and influence our opinions. It's like a virus, man, spreading through the internet and infecting our minds. And it's not just about spreading lies either. It's about sowing discord, undermining trust, and creating chaos. It's about turning people against each other, making them question everything they see and hear. We've seen this tactic used to devastating effect in recent years. Russia's interference in the 2016 US election is a prime example where they used social media to spread disinformation and manipulate voters. And it's not just Russia. China, Iran, North Korea, they're all engaged in information warfare, trying to shape the narrative and advance their own interests. The scary part is that it's working. People are more divided than ever, more susceptible to propaganda, and less trusting of traditional sources of information. And as technology continues to evolve, so too will the sophistication of information warfare tactics. So, what are the new rules of war in this crazy mixed-up world? Well, for starters, the battlefield is everywhere and nowhere at the same time. It's not just about physical territory anymore, it's about controlling the narrative, influencing perceptions, and dominating the digital landscape. Second, the lines between war and peace are blurrier than ever. We're in a constant state of grey zone conflict where cyber attacks, disinformation campaigns, and economic coercion are the weapons of choice. It's a constant game of cat and mouse with no clear winners or losers. Third, technology is the great equalizer. Gone are the days when only superpowers could afford to wage war on a global scale. Now, even small states, non-state actors can acquire sophisticated weaponry and cyber capabilities, leveling the playing field in a way that's both exhilarating and terrifying. Fourth, information is the ultimate weapon. The ability to control the narrative, shape perceptions, and influence public opinion is more powerful than any bomb or bullet. It's the key to winning hearts and minds, and it's a battle that's fought 24/7 in the digital trenches. Fifth, alliances are more important than ever. In this interconnected world, no nation can stand alone. We need to work together to counter common threats, share intelligence, and develop international norms for this new era of warfare. The old rules no longer apply, and the stakes have never been higher. We need to adapt to this new reality or risk being left behind in the dustbin of history. So, where do we go from here? What does the future hold for warfare in the 21st century? Well, one thing's for sure, it's going to be a wild ride. As technology continues to advance at an exponential rate, we can expect to see even more sophisticated weapons systems, from hypersonic missiles and directed energy weapons to autonomous drones and cyber warfare tools that can cripple entire nations with a few keystrokes. But it's not just about the hardware, man. It's about the software, the algorithms, the artificial intelligence that will increasingly drive these systems. We're talking about machines making life or death decisions on the battlefield, potentially without any human intervention. And then there's the human element. How will soldiers adapt to fighting alongside robots? How will societies grapple with the ethical implications of autonomous weapon systems? These are questions we don't have answers to yet, but they're questions we need to start asking. One thing's for sure, the future of warfare will be defined by those who can adapt the fastest, who can master these new technologies, and who can control the narrative in the ever-evolving information space. It's a brave new world out there, folks, and it's up to us to shape it into something we can all live with. So there you have it, folks. A glimpse into the terrifying, fascinating, and often invisible world of modern warfare. It's a world where the lines between war and peace are blurred, where the battlefield is everywhere and nowhere, and where technology is changing the rules of the game faster than we can keep up. The future of warfare is uncertain, but one thing's for sure, it's going to be a wild ride. So stay informed, stay vigilant, and most importantly, stay frosty. Thanks for listening.